everyone. Welcome once again to the Founder Talk Show. Today we have Pritish Asher joining us from Coimbatore. He's the founder of a very popular organic skincare brand, Juicy Chemistry. And welcome to the show, Pritish.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this. And I'm excited to be here and share our story as much as possible and try to answer your questions in the best possible way.
I love it, Pritish, where you mentioned that you don't only sell the word organic. In fact, all your products are EcoCert or certified and in accordance with the Cosmos standard, which is the highest global standard in the cosmetic industry. Now, Pritish, you were bootstrapped and started just about 6 years ago. And in such a short time, you've managed to gain significant traction on in the Indian and the global market. And you've also your presence is unavoidable and compelling in almost all the major retail platforms. You have over 50,000 users on your website and over 25,000 on your app, and you process over 25,000 orders monthly. And not only that, you've also managed to secure your first round of significant funding from Arkia Ventures, of 650,000 US dollars. Congratulations on that. Tell us about your journey. How did it all start?
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. Yes, the journey has been phenomenal for us. We started off completely bootstrapped with over 5,000 rupees in our pocket, around that much, when we started off Juicy Chemistry from our makeshift kitchen, just with an idea of changing the consumer understanding of what skincare was getting offered in the Indian market. When we started off, there was a lot of, and it still persists, a lot of greenwashing, as we call it, in our line of business, where the words organic, pure, natural, Ayurvedic are all really sort of muddled up. There is no clear understanding or definition between these terms, and they are very loosely used in our market here. So when we understood a little bit about what was happening, because of a personal requirement of going natural, because Megha was somebody who kept looking for natural and organic skincare products all through her journey for her personal requirement. And when we came across a product that was trying to sell us an organic or a natural product, we figured that the front of the label is actually saying a lot of things like coconut, hibiscus, aloe vera, but at the back of the label that was actually not true. I mean, there were so many chemicals like sulfates, petrochemicals like mineral oils, fragrances, artificial lathering agents, so many things that I could relate to with my previous association with the petrochemical family business that we were running. So it was very imperative that we differentiated these words and told the customer exactly what they are consuming or applying onto themselves. Eventually, what you apply onto your skin gets into your blood stream as well. So you are looking to eat healthy, you're looking to stay fit, but you generally avoid, because of lack of knowledge, you generally avoid giving importance to what you're actually putting on your skin. We realized that very early in our start of the company. And we wanted to create a brand which was like no other in the Indian skincare industry, because what was getting offered was exactly not what the consumer was thinking that they were doing or applying onto their skin. It was very important for us to make that knowledge transfer to the consumer and for them to make an informed choice about what they were doing. The reason why we went EcoCert certified organic was we didn't want to just make a claim. I can claim anything. I can claim to be organic. I can claim to be natural. That was what was happening in the consumer industry, any which ways. We wanted to actually go to the consumer and tell them that we are doing all the right things. All the right checks have been done by third-party agencies, and we are adhering to a particular standard, which then gives you a confidence that the product is actually organic because it carries a certification logo along with it. When we tried to look at the Indian market, where if we could go and actually get ourselves certified, we figured that the standards were only applicable to food. There was nothing that was getting applied. The application was not towards the skin and personal care industry in the first place. So this was quite disheartening for us. at that point in time, because it meant that we were going to be just making another claim, right? There is no way of actually telling the consumer that, I have gone through checks, I have gone through all the standard procedures that the agencies are asking us to follow. It would be another product. But what we actually did was then look overseas. During our research, we found out that EcoCert was one of the global agencies that was helping us with helping brands to carry the claim of organic, and there was a very stringent process around this that immediately got me excited, and we went ahead with that formulation. It took us about 1 year to get everything right. Everything had to be changed, because what we were claiming or thinking to be organic was absolutely not, because it was not certified. There was no way to really gauge whether that product from soil to shelf has been tested, has been verified, has been certified by different agencies. So we had to change our complete supply chain in order to get this. It was a very difficult process when we started off doing this, because there were no suppliers for organic ingredients to make cosmetics. So obviously we figured out as we went. It was a learning experience like none other, and we are really grateful for this experience that we had. UC Chemistry, after getting the certification, became a very trusted brand in the Indian skincare and personal care and hair care market. We wanted to offer the consumers everything from everyday regime that they use, the cosmetics they use in everyday, personal care products, right from head to toe, shampoos, soaps, lip butters, deodorants, everything that we use on an everyday basis. So it was very important for us to, give them the entire package, because consumer is actually looking to make a lifestyle choice. They're elevating their choice from natural to organic. So it was not enough to just give one product, and the other product they were going to go in for a commercial product which was chemical laden. It didn't make sense for them at all. So the consumer actually came back to us and saying that, see, you're giving me a fantastic shampoo, but I'm having to use a conditioner which is going to be from a commercial shelf. So it doesn't make sense for me to actually go organic. So that was what instigated us to deep dive, research ingredients, uh, replace chemicals with organic ingredients, and give them a whole package where they can really come back to us and say that, what, we're shifting our choice from natural to organic because you are able to offer us everything. Now in India, we are the only brand to give you over 100 products in certification by EcoCert France in accordance to Cosmos standards. So it has been phenomenal journey. We've seen a graph of consumers understand what we are doing and then trust the brand because of all the certifications, all the processes that we are doing. Also, word of mouth really helped us to reach where we are at this point in time. Having bootstrap, we didn't have too much money, or at that point we didn't have pockets at all. Forget deep pockets to really market the product and get the message out to as many people as possible. We started with a Facebook page at that time. Instagram was not very popular. Just talk about our messaging on our Facebook and WhatsApp, and that's how we started the business. But we kept growing as a brand. We kept improvising. We kept getting the right products to the right consumer. And yes, very recently, Mr. Amit Nanavati, he is the investor director at UC Chemistry now, has invested a 650,000 first Series A round in UC Chemistry. He's a phenomenal entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, and brings in a lot of value to us with his experience. And himself a very health enthusiast, and we're so excited to have him on board. Mr. Amit Nanavati, the investor, is now looking to take Juicy Chemistry to the next level along with us, and we couldn't be more excited about the journey ahead.
So you made certain very interesting points there. So I'm going to just take it one by one. I agree with you there. You just put a picture of a plant on the bottle and you just claim it to be organic. So what does natural or organic mean to you? How do you define it?
So actually, I'm not sure if a lot of you know this, that there is a clear definition between natural and organic. And organic will always be natural, but natural does not necessarily mean it's organic. Now, organic is a way of doing certain processes, certain things. There are some things that are allowed to do in an organic space. There are some certain things that are not allowed to do in an organic space, which will be allowed to do in the natural category. Now, natural category is basically a minimum of 70% of the ingredients need to be from the natural source. It could be, uh, for example, take an ingredient, but you want a specific, active coming out of that ingredient and just want to concentrate on that as an active ingredient in your skincare range. It is possible to get it from the natural source, but processed chemically to get the final active ingredient. In in an organic category, you would have to use from soil to shelf a minimum of 95% of physically processed agro ingredients. When I say physically processed agro ingredients, they are basically, except for water and salt, which cannot be certified organic, the rest of the ingredients need to be coming from a 95% minimum from an organic uh, produce, from an organic source. When I say an organic produce, it means right from the soil. The soil needs to be tested for its organic credentials. 3 years, the soil needs to be detoxed. Like we detox our body, the soil itself, detoxes the weather, the season, the rain, all help in detoxing the soil. From that level, when a certification body comes and tells you that the soil is now free from any fungicides, insecticides, pesticides, any sort of artificial growth hormonal ingredients or GMOs, that's when a soil can be certified organic. So when we take these ingredients from that source, there's a clear path from the soil, from the farmer, to the trader. Then we buy it from the trader. There is a connectivity, the connecting of dots, where the supplier actually gives us a scope certificate and also gives us a transfer certificate. Means that if he has grown 100 numbers of a particular item, say for example coconut, he has sold 50 of them to an XYZ dealer, and from that dealer I have actually procured 20. So I know that this 20 numbers are coming from that farm which has been certified organic. In the natural space, these are things that are not required to come from an organic source. It could just be natural but not necessarily organic. There is a huge difference between these two words, and consumers today are understanding the difference between organic and natural. But here, when a product itself is certified organic, the entire totality of the product itself has been certified. It's been gone subjected to so many checks and processes, and then the product is awarded a particular certification. So there are specific definitions as to where a product can claim itself to be a natural and organic.
I see there's a lot of passion, and that's why you're doing this. Layman, tell me, if I were to go into a supermarket and if I was picking up an aftershave for myself, how do I define, how would I know that your product, Juicy Chemistry, vis-a-vis the other one are different? Because the labels would say the same thing pretty much. What is that will tell me on your label that this product or any product carrying this description is organic?
Right. The first things is a very good question that you asked, and I would like to throw some light on this in detail. Uh, there are so many products that are available in the consumer shelf today. It's literally so hard to differentiate a product from the other, because we are constantly getting marketed one way or the other. We are thrown with so many things, marketing claims, we are with certifications of certain level, some credentials that may or may not indicate that this product is in the natural or Ayurvedic or the pure or the herbal space. Now there are thousands of products that are, like I said, it's not certified. USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, and EcoCert, which is a body which with 5 countries coming together and forming something called as a Cosmos standard. Now these are very good indications for you to actually check when you are actually making a informed decision. If you are looking to go organic, please look at these claims. If the product claims itself to be organic or natural, has it been actually verified by a third party agency? Otherwise, I can make any claim. There is no third party agency to regulate that claim. So I can say that it's got aloe vera, I can say it's called coconut, I can say it's got hibiscus in it. Yes, the onus lies on the consumer as well to check the ingredients at the back of the product.
Is there any kind of number, code that is given to you or to your product that I can go online and check whether this particular product is actually registered with an agency that you claim to be?
Right. So the product is registered with EcoCert, and you will be able to go and see the credentials of the brand on the EcoCert website. Like I said, the logo itself, a USDA logo or an EcoCert certified organic logo, needs to be a part of your branding. It's a part of your branding where you will be actually able to see the logo getting displayed in the front of the bottle, where you will be able to see the difference between a product that is certified and a not certified product. So immediately the word organic is then linked to the logo itself. When there is no logo, you can know, obviously as a consumer, you know that there is no certification that is claiming or backing this claim.
I just want to take a step back. You see, in our country or in many other countries, there are enough people who can, create fakes, right?
Correct.
And I mean, nothing stops me from putting on a product, on our product. I want to call it claim as organic and put a logo because there is no to go back and check. If you think of it, even the supermarkets which might be selling it, or the traders who are selling it, retailers who are selling it, they will not make an attempt at checking the credential of a product whether it is organic or not. You understand?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying here? Now,
Yes.
as an end user, because at the end of the day, the onus is on the end consumer. So
Correct.
if I'm the end consumer, is there a way I can scan barcode, QR code, check something and say, for example, let me share one thing. Like ISO certificate, you're given a unique number which you can go online, you punch in, it says where it is registered and what
Correct.
it is registered for. So is there something
Correct.
that helps a consumer can use when they see your logo or when they see your
Yes.
label and they read and
Correct.
say, okay, this is the number given, I punch in, I get a code says yes, this is a genuine
Absolutely.
organic.
So yes, that's a very good question, and the consumer ought to know this very clearly when they are actually making an organic uh, choice, because they need to know if the product is actually certified organic or not. So with Juicy Chemistry, obviously the first thing, like I said, is the certified organic logo. That is a trademark logo, cannot be used without actual certification. You will be in infringement of the logo if you're just taking the logo and slapping it on to the package. It needs to be awarded to you. You need to have the product itself is registered with the EcoCert website, where you will be able to just go on to the EcoCert website and just search Juicy Chemistry for the product, and you will actually get a list of products that are certified by the agency. That is a clear check that the consumer will be able to do just by logging it online. Now, Juicy Chemistry as a brand is taking one step to answer your question more precisely, to get one more step ahead and going into a virtual reality scan, where the consumer will be able to just take my product, just scan the front of the product, my box. They are just open your QR code camera, just point it at the box, and it will actually take you to my certificate. It will show you that the product is certified organic, the expiry date of the certification, the products that are going to be certified organic by the agency, the credentials of the organic certification in the first place. Then it will also show you the percentage of organic ingredients that are there in my product, the exact ingredients that we are using, every single ingredient without missing out a single ingredient. Every single ingredient which we use in our manufacturing process would be mentioned there. The organic credentials of the product will also be mentioned for consumer to make an informed choice. Obviously, these details are also available on our label, but they will be able to actually virtually check this as well.
Okay, Pritish, so talking about production, how challenging is it to create skincare products with such clean practices in place? How and where do you formulate them? Where do you source your raw material?
So I'm going to break this question a little bit and just answer the first question, where the production itself is a very big challenge as far as organic is concerned. Like I mentioned a little earlier, organic principles, restrict you to do a lot of things which would be easier to do with easier when I say it, in terms of all the other practices like sourcing, storage, supply chain would be much easier to do in a non-organic environment. With Juicy Chemistry, in the production line, we have imbibed organic. It's a way of life for us. It is not something that we do because we have to follow a particular protocol. We have actually imbibed the way of organic in our manufacturing practices. like I mentioned a little earlier as well, where the soil to shelf story needs to be very, very clearly defined when you're making organic products. One of the things that I found initially in my research when we started manufacturing the product was water was one of the major culprits as far as formulating with organic products was concerned. Now, once water was out of the formulation, we were able to avoid any sort of chemicals that needed to be coming, like emulsification process requires an emulsifier. Stabilizer is required. Once you use water, preservative is required. Then a stabilizing agent is required. Then perfumes, colors are a part of the formulation techniques, which is a general product will have a 70+% water in its formulation. So imagine a consumer is actually paying a heavy price to get 70% water in the product, about 5.5 to 1% actives. This is what we wanted to change when we started formulating the product. So first thing we realized was water is a culprit. Water was out of the formulation for us. Then we were able to give a lot more, a jar full of actives. The product was actually alive at the time of use, thereby improving efficacy and also reducing the time frame in which you were actually able to see the results. Organic and Ayurvedic does not mean that the product doesn't work, or it does not mean the product is going to be, not a very pleasant user experience. We wanted to change that, stereotype as far as organic manufacturing was concerned. So this was our start point to remove water from the formulation. We then replaced, water with active ingredients like oils, carrier oils, nutrient-rich oils from around the world, and started formulating with these wonderful ingredients and passing on the active essential fatty acid profiles, nutrients, mineral, and other vitamins that were present in these products directly onto the skin at the time of application. They were alive, and that's where we were able to see wonderful results in the products. So this was how we formulated with organic, with ingredients. Coming to the question of where we source them from, because juicy chemistry does not rely on chemicals or active ingredients to pass on the efficacy, we majorly depend on our ingredients to do the job for us. For example, olive. If I had to just talk about olive or coconut, olive does not grow in the Indian region, and it grows beautifully well. It's a natural habitat for it to grow in the Spanish and the Greek regions. Wonderful quality of olives with very high polyphenol levels, which are not found anywhere else in the world. The active ingredient of the olive is polyphenols. One of the major actives is polyphenols. It's got wonderful anti-inflammatory properties, anti-aging properties, anti-drying properties. It's a wonderful moisturizer. But if I actually use an olive, say from a not very credible source, and use a very less active variety of olive, say for example, olive comes in extra virgin, virgin, light, extra light, pomace grade. There are so many grades. The extra virgin olive oil is the first press of the olive oil, which has got the maximum amount of nutrients. As the process keeps getting diluted, the last portion of the oil that comes is pretty much done with a petrochemical, which is a hexane extraction. Now that has not got as many active ingredients as a first press olive oil would get. So we depend on the quality of ingredients from where we source it to actually impart the efficacy on application. So to answer your question, we source the ingredients from farmers from around the world, where that ingredient grows in its natural habitat and has the best active qualities in it present at the time of sourcing from them. And then we use those ingredients in our formulations to ensure that although our product is not chemically formulated, but it should not lack in efficacy. And that's how we started working with organic farmers from around the world. We have contracts with them, and we ensure them that we will take a particular amount of quantity from them, and they continue to grow it organically for us, and following all the organic credentials that the EcoCert or the USDA certification bodies have laid out to get a finest product in our formulation techniques.
So, when it comes to Indian farmers, how many Indian farmers are benefiting from your venture?
So, like I was just mentioning that we work, very closely with the farmers. 70% of all our ingredients are sourced within India, and we are actually working with over 100 farmers, right from the Himalayan region to the north east. Where obviously not the northeast is one of the regions in India which has gone organic long time back. They are one of the first ones in India to adapt organic farming, and states have actually been declared organic. So we source a lot of ingredients from them. From the south, we get turmeric, coconut, spices like clove, cinnamon, wonderful ingredients like pepper. We work with the Gujarat and the Rajasthan region where we get aloe vera, pardon me, aloe vera. Then wonderful flowers like rose. We get rose hip from the Himalayan regions. So what we actually are trying to do is work with the farmers in the grassroots level and help them to adapt organic and sustainable ways of farming to ensure maximum output and also value add to the products and the produce they are making. So when they are actually able to do an organic farming, they are not just restricted to the Indian consumer market. They are now exposed to a wider market where they are actually able to sell to um, buyers from global. They are able to fulfill global requirements. For example, Germany. The evolved economics like the economies like the US, France, they all look organic is a way of life over there, and they are almost a decade ahead of us in adapting organic ways of life. So for them, organic is natural. It's naturally present in their shelves. They don't choose something which is not organically manufactured overall. So these markets are now opened up, and what we do as links between the farmer and the buyer is we are able to link them up, and the suppliers from there we are able to get. They also need some ingredients from India, and we were able to hook them up, and then they are able to serve that international requirement as well. So going organic has really helped them to explore markets which are not just in India but globally as well.
Out of curiosity, as you rightly said, what you apply on your skin, that gets into your blood, and what you eat through your blood also comes on to all your parts, body parts, including skin. So you have, you listed out a lot of food products, olives, turmeric, cinnamon.
Right.
Uh, can't I just eat them natural, and then
Absolutely.
that benefits my skin?
Absolutely. So that's exactly what it is. It is not just it's not just skincare, or it's not just eating healthy. It's a combination of the two that will actually get you an overall well-being, in the body. It's a balance that you need to create. Well, what we are trying to actually do is we've seen this trend where there is a lot of awareness about what you are actually eating. People want to um, lay more emphasis on what they are eating, but they don't lay as much emphasis on what they are actually putting onto their skin. Now, say you're eating healthy, you're doing all the right things, you're consuming calories right, you're burning them off very well, you are an active person, you want to eat healthy, you want to eat organic. But if you are actually applying chemicals on your body, they are making their way into your bloodstream, into the hormonal level, affecting you on the short term and the long term period. You are actually negating some of the good work that you have already put in for your internal health. That's the exact same thing that we are trying to propagate as far as skincare is concerned as well. It's as important as you eat healthy. If you're not taking care of your external, the largest part of your body, the largest organ in your body, it's actually like a sponge, constantly taking in and throwing out toxins from your body. So most of the things that your skin gets in touch with, it also absorbs it, and it throws it out through by the method of sweating, and it's constantly throwing out toxins from the body as well. So when you are actually applying organic ingredients for your everyday skincare and hair care regime, you're actually keeping away from chemicals that you would normally not want in your food as well. I was just closing in on saying that obviously these are very very tough times for entrepreneurs, especially entrepreneurs who have recently joined the entrepreneurial journey. It is definitely testing times. Cash flow has become a little bit difficult to come by. Liquidity is an issue, is a crunch at this point in time. Businesses are wearing away from exposing their liquidity and going too far too thin. They want to gauge the situation as to where and what will happen, given the situation in front of them is not very very clear. So that's definitely not where the investors at this point in time are willing to be. But the truth of the matter is that we need to keep continuing to explore opportunities, prioritize what is required for the organization at this point in time. Take it one problem at a time. We try to do too much, we might falter. It's really to address one situation, one problem at a time. uh, Take it on head on, and the important thing is not to give up. If you have a product, if you have a service that is you feel that is a game changer and has a position in the market to take, you will need to grind it out, you will need to sustain, you will need to step back, which might not be actually a wrong thing to do at this point in time, uh, given the scenario, but to keep at it and not give up. That's very very important. Uh, More importantly is to keep your keep your nerve as an entrepreneur. Uh, there is no doubt that the challenging times will be there in the near foreseeable future, but that should not be a deterrent for us to aim that to reach that aim that we are looking to achieve. We were very worried when we had to really shut down the operations for a month or so, but we found opportunity in adversity as well, where now we are looking at expanding our portfolio to things that are going to be more meaningful for the people at this point in time, by expanding our portfolio into organic sanitizers, floor cleansers, organic fruit and vegetable washes. So it has given us an opportunity to foray into different lines of businesses, and it is what that the entrepreneur needs to do at this point in time as well.
Any thoughts, Pritish, on My Startup TV?
Thank you so much for having me as a guest speaker today. It really is. I'm quite humbled that you would want to take my 2 cents of things to the current situation that is going on at this point in time. I think you guys are doing a fantastic job at spreading the message to so many entrepreneurs out there who are really looking to make a mark and to follow their dreams of being successful entrepreneurs in the days to come. And by doing this, and sharing the stories of different entrepreneurs, what it really does to an entrepreneur is to give them confidence to not give up and keep going after them, keep chasing their dreams. I had 100 failures before I could say one thing was successful. And failure is a part of the learning journey, and if it means that you have to really grind it out even harder than the last time you tried, and that's what the entrepreneurship is all about. And you guys are focusing on a very very important subject, which itself is startup. So many confusions, so many dilemmas, so many success stories that you guys are bringing across and putting them on through your channel as is. That really gives the confidence to the young entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurs that have been in this journey to look at things that are to come, to look at adapting different ways of doing businesses. So I think this is a very 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 important initiative that you guys are pursuing. I wish you all the very best to scale and achieve greater heights as you continue to go through this journey.
Thank you, Pritish. And I mean, this is the first time that I'm asking this question. We can do with this question. So, what would you like to see on a startup channel?
what I feel as an entrepreneur is that startup founders have a lot of questions which are unanswered. Now, what is the government's role in helping a startup to really achieve the basic requirements that startup needs to look and fulfill? Of course, there is a platform where the government has given a lot of information, do's and don'ts, where can you look for funding, where can you really go for advice, do you have mentors on board, who can they look up to in terms of the numbers that need to be achieved, funding, for example. So these are all platforms, these are all information that the startup is really looking to get. um, there are a lot of government initiatives that are being passed on, but I feel that there's not a lot of information that is readily available to the startup. I think if you can simplify those very very strong technical terms, um, for the new entrepreneur, what then happens is they get the confidence and they get the guidance of where they need to really go, how to get the aid that is available to them, and then basis of which they can really go and pursue it to a single point entity where they can get all the information from and solve their issues. What I see with a lot of interviews that I have done in the recent past, and to some shows where they are promoting startup culture, is that the entrepreneur is so willing to really go out there and focus on its core competence, where they really get diluted, is that they don't have the information as to where they can go and really get those information to help them with their problems. So if you can simplify this for the startup, it really helps them to focus on their core strengths and go after what they are really looking to achieve, and then sort of outsource a lot of things, um, a lot of the aspects of the business where they can get that help. So that would be really helpful to the entrepreneur, where they can get all the information that is more important to start, to sustain, to build a business in that journey. So that is something that I would throw light and focus on.
Thank you, Pritish. This is our value addition.
Thank you. It helps us a lot in structuring our program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I thank you once again for having me. I hope everybody is and wish everybody is safe and sound. Please take care of yourself, and all the best to my startup TV.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Amitabh. Bye.
Bye.